Hi, Jason Pilgrim here from the Profitable Practice Podcast, where we help allied health professionals just like you empower and inspire the lives of so many more people by building bigger and better businesses. Let's go and get stuck in right now. G'day everyone and welcome to today's episode. A short one but a fun one, and one that is super powerful. We're going to be talking about earpods, we're going to be talking about return on investment, we're going to be talking about trolls, we're going to be talking about people that just have no clue on their social media, and the number one way to know when someone's social media campaign just isn't working. So stick around, let's get stuck in right now. So we all know what it's like to see on social media, see out in the wide world of advertising, all about these marketing gurus that that live in this most amazing life. They've got the fast cars and the fancy watches and the women hanging off their arms, and they only work about 15 minutes a day, and the world's their oyster, and it's all on every little part of social media platforms. And it's absolutely hilarious to look at the smoke and mirrors that we get constantly bombarded with in our social media side of things. But hey, I really wanted to cut this episode today and show you guys one of the quickest and easiest ways to spot when someone's social media is completely off the rails and they really have no clue. It was a great little thing that happened only yesterday afternoon with a good friend of mine, and I'm going to call him Pete because his name's Pete, but we're not going to give away any surnames. I will make sure he gets a copy of this so he can have a really good a laugh at it as well, because obviously it's thanks to him that you guys are getting the benefit of knowing this moving forward. But the quick little story before, or not before we get stuck in, because this is the crux of the whole thing. Yesterday afternoon, Pete put a post up all about the troll of the week, and Pete is very consistent with the work that he does on social media for his business in the fitness industry. Great guy, and doing some really great things and helping out a lot of clients, which is fantastic. Decided to, as he always does, puts out his consistent message and some value add, and gave away some really good information about one big tip that his fitness clients can actually utilize themselves. As a result, he got a troll, and we all love the haters, because every time you get a hater, every time you get someone that thinks negative, that wants to speak out, that wants to backstab and bitch, moan and groan behind your back, let's be completely honest, 99 times out of 100, it's because they're jealous. It's because the only time they actually taste success is when they take a bite out of you. Look, you know what? I've got my own haters. I've got people that think I'm a dickhead and a jackass. He has no idea in this. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? The results are on the board. The impact of people's lives. The money's in the bank. Everything's there. So you know what? We got to all understand that you're going to get haters with this type of stuff. But the funny part about this troll yesterday was that he turned around, and I'm looking at it on my iPad as I do this now. His exact quote was, "If you're such a marketing genius, then why don't you have more Instagram followers? Because I've got a load more than what you do, and I don't claim to be an Instagram marketing legend. ... And couldn't you even afford earpods if you're really killing it? I call BS," with exclamation marks. And seriously, I read that and just absolutely laughed, because obviously he's a troll, he has no idea. But it comes down to the crux of the easiest way to know when someone's social media campaign or their knowledge around social media and marketing is not working. Comes down to the fact that they believe that having more followers or more likes is the be all and end all and the true mark of marketing success in social media. And to be totally honest, guys, it could not be further from the truth. If your mentality is in and around, looking for the likes, getting that little dopamine hit to make yourself feel better, yeah, absolutely. How good is it to get a dopamine hit? How great is it to feel good because, all of a sudden 200 people liked your post, not the usual 20? Or on something like Facebook, they tell you about the most engaged post, and they turn around and you see, we got 400 and something people that watched it, etc. Just because someone likes the post post just because someone has more followers means nothing in the world of marketing on social media, guys. It couldn't be further from the truth. So the easiest way to know when someone really has no clue is when you get something like a troll criticizing you because your marketing or your followers aren't as high as them, or your likes on a post aren't getting as much traction as what they do. Because you know what, guys, here's the thing, you can't monetize likes. And I loved one of the comments that came back from all the people from there, and Shane's comment, another good friend of mine actually jumped on there, and he actually commented, because you can't go to the bank and deposit Instagram followers, you damn genius, with a wink. Now, a little bit of sarcasm there from Shane. He's a great bloke with it, but it's totally true. You can have huge amounts of followers on Instagram or Facebook. You can get posts that get massive amounts of likes, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the right strategy and you don't actually know what's going on, likes and followers mean absolutely squat diddly F-A, and it's as simple as that, guys. And further to the fact that this guy shows that he's an absolute weed and a troll is the fact that apparently if you can't afford earpods, then you're not really killing it. Well, look, here's the thing. Pete does have earpods. I have earpods. I know a lot of people that have earpods, but anyone who actually knows what it's like to cut a lot of video and do a lot of recording off mobile devices when you're out and about, they actually know that earpods aren't the best solution. It is much better to have a directional microphone. It is much better to quite often utilize the actual earphones you get with your devices, like your iPhones. So to actually feel like you're justifying a comment to this troll I'm talking to right now, based on the fact that apparently because someone's using headphones and not earpods, that they aren't really killing it, just further goes to show that this person is an absolute meathead, has no idea, and understanding that some of the comments that are coming through as well in regards to, you know, obviously the level of wealth, and I don't even know where the word guruism exists. In fact, I know it doesn't, but apparently you're a better marketing guru if you have earpods. Like, seriously, WTF. I just don't get it. Look, there's some fantastic comments here about all of the guys here in, talking about Pete's post in regards to banking money from likes, which you can't do, and troll spray and earpods, and not being able to take anyone seriously who makes comments like that. And, I especially love a comment here. I want to get rich so I can afford earpods, said no one ever. And it's, and even Lawrence, definition of real success, ... earpods. I mean, seriously, anyone who thinks that a mark of success is based in and around things like earpods just shows that they have no idea what they're talking about, no idea of what actually works best in and around videos and audio quality and cutting. But to get back to the crux of this quick little podcast, the easiest way to tell when people don't know what's going on is when they make stupid comments around not understanding audio and visual, or not understanding the fact that it's not about how many likes. I can tell you right now, I have, I guess competitors, if you want to look at it that way, competitors across multiple of my companies. I've got 6 companies, and 2 or 3 of those I have some really great competitors. I get along well with some of them. I don't get along well with some of the others in the other companies and industries. But here's the thing. We all know that it's not about likes. It's not about who might actually have the most amount of followers. Because I know that I've got, for instance, in one company, I've got one that has about 55,000 reportedly. Whether that's true or not, hey, you know what? It could be all smoke and mirrors, and it probably is, knowing the person. But hey, you know what? There might be 55,000 people on their database. Yeah, absolutely, that's fantastic. And they do have tens of thousands of followers. That's fantastic as well. But here's the thing. I look at that, and I also know their numbers, and I know our numbers, and I look at it and I go, the difference is, yes, they are about 10 or 12% higher in total revenue, but if you look at the return on investment, you look at the closing rates and all of those type of things for the amount of success and avenues of what this business that I'm talking about is actually doing compared to others, is chalk and cheese. It's as simple as that. So I would much rather have, 100 or 1,000 or 5,000 really engaged followers that actually are part of my tribe and my vibe as to who I am. They get me. They know they're the right fit. We all get along well. We engage. I'm giving value. They're giving value. We've got huge amounts of benefit and impact moving forward. You are much better off having that small group that is really engaged than having a huge amount of fake Instagram profiles and a whole lot of rubbish followers and people that are going to want to, you get that, hey, follow me, I'll follow you type mentality or comments. It's absolute rubbish. So here it is, guys. Forget about the likes. Forget about the dopamine hits that you get from the idiots that are going to be, whether they're trolls or whether they think that they're bigger and better because of their following is absolute rot. Because here's the thing, guys, by having those followers and having likes on posts, that doesn't convert to money. It is what you do with your call to actions. It's what you do with your funnels. It's what you do with your lead magnets. It's what you do with your sales process. It's the value you give. There's so many other main complexities that I'm not going to go through in this podcast, but just know this: if you see people talking about their likes, or they're making comments in and around the fact that they're bigger or better, or they're doing more, or they're a better marketer or something like that because they have more followers or they have more likes on posts. No, guys, that's not it. It is the easiest way to understand that potentially the person is very general in their approach, and they don't actually necessarily have a great back-end sale, great funnel, don't know how to close, aren't providing value. All they've done is put something maybe that's a little bit funner or speaks to some people on general terms. But in simple terms, guys, trusting people that have a lot of followers or that get lots of likes is not going to be the number one way to explode your health business in and around social media. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, short and sharp one today, in and around it. Huge shout out to Pete with the awesome work that he's doing. And I love the fact that that troll has no idea. So here's the truth bomb, guys. Don't forget about whether your competitors have more likes. Forget about if they've got more followers. They might have been doing it for longer. They might be more consistent. They might be playing to a wider market. There's so many reasons why that happens. Just stick to your game plan. Follow the people that actually have good closing rates, that have good funnels, good actual marketing strategies, because the mark of success in social media does not have to do with the number of followers or the number of likes you get on posts. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll talk to you very soon, and we'll actually get stuck into what actually is helping on the social media, not trolls that have no idea what they're talking about. Right then and there is the easiest way to know when someone's social media campaign isn't working and when they're a downright moron. Talk to you guys soon.
Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.